one more depending on a breath, and we all look away.
You said that you feel that there's something not quite right. You're having some difficulty explaining that. Just let it come with me. Okay. I'm going to put my hand out, but I don't want you to shake it. Okay. Don't take it. I do not want you to shake my hand this time.
really, I want to tell you about my experience rather than being, just throwing a bunch of information at you. Basically, how it happened, how it started is I went nonverbal. It started with slow loss of verbal ability. I started stuttering, which I don't have a stutter. I've never had that in my life. I started really struggling to get the words out, and again, this is in the timeline where it was being untreated, so it got worse and worse. So I went completely nonverbal. The first time I was nonverbal for about 4 or 5 months. Started learning sign language. Um, I went to college while nonverbal, and just the pressure of school and the stress and the things that I was dealing with, it just got worse and worse, and it just slowly progressed to the point where I started having movement issues. That's what came next. I walked like I was 100 years old, like an inch by inch by inch. I couldn't move very fast. I also had just basic freeze moments during tasks or when trying to initiate a task. One of the common things is I'll be brushing my teeth and I'll freeze for a bit, and then I'll keep going. And the worse it got, the more help I needed, the more prompting I needed to even get through a task. Then the worse it got, I did have a few full-on unresponsive. I'm in my bed. I didn't leave my bed at this point for a couple weeks. It wasn't that long. It was about a week, and I'd stopped eating. That's the if I go too long in between doses, I'll start posturing. That's another catatonic thing. Catatonia symptom. Posturing is positions held against gravity. So my thing, I know I start posturing. I just start holding my arm up. I don't even realize I'm doing it. So I know if I start posturing, I start struggle to walk very fast. And of course, speaking is the first thing to go for me. But anyway, so I'm at college and I start having movement difficulties. I start sort of having this, my walking pace is just like a shuffle. I couldn't move very fast. It was very slow, very sluggish. My steps were inch by inch, literally, and even then, sometimes it would take a very long time to initiate each step. So getting from my bed to the bathroom would take a while, that kind of thing. And so it kind of started, and it just got worse and worse, and I wasn't able to leave my bed, basically. So I'm in the cafeteria cleaning, and this fog sort of came over me, and I could feel myself kind of reaching shut down. My body I was spent, I was exhausted, and I could just feel this sluggish fog where I would kind of space out. I would really struggle to initiate movement with my body. My brain, I would know okay, I want to reach and grab this spray bottle and wash this table. But I'd stand there while my brain is sending the message to my arm, and I'd just have to wait until my arm finally got the message.
So I experience it in a couple of different ways. I have experienced it as sort of like a milder form of it and then a more extreme form of it. And in the milder form, it's more of almost like a dazed confusion, sort of. And then it goes all the way to being completely immobile, completely unaware of surroundings and things like that. And so it happened, and kind of going along with it, every single time it happens, I cannot speak. It's not that I'm choosing not to speak, I'm unable to speak. And sometimes I can actually think the words in my mind, but I cannot make my mouth move to make the words come out. And it's a really weird feeling, almost like being in a coma or something, like that your body won't cooperate with what your brain is trying to tell it to do. So I didn't say anything. And then like 5 minutes went by or something, and then all of a sudden out of nowhere, I could move and talk again. And I got up and I was like, I'm fine. I remember crying, like the tears were coming out of my eyes, but I was again like motionless and unable to speak, because in my mind I was thinking I want to tell somebody something, but it won't come out. And it was so terrifying to me, because you don't know how long is this going to last? Is this going to last forever? Am I going to be stuck like this forever? And so then at that time it was slow. I slowly came out of it. I didn't snap out of it immediately. It was like, okay, I can move my hands a little bit. Okay, now I can move my lips. Okay, now words will come out.